Over Bobo Matu over me a logo. Bede. So girl is a fan of good way. They born me for gata. Get him. You lift me higher. I was born as a ghetto youth. You don't make us suffer. They born me for gata. You lift me higher. Eh. I was born as a ghetto youth. You don't make us suffer. Get him. Your power, your power. Your power, your power. Almighty power, your power. The radio. Almighty power, your power. Your power, your power. Almighty power, your power. The radio.
Yes, Wamata Papa, Flower Manuvava. Aolo, Ayana Batana Mazuaga Pasasa. Aye, Avanya Futa Wobade Mama Gandaga. Yata Obui, Bamanya Batoga Glansida. Madio, Ajoka Madio, Bede. Madio, Ajoka Madika Dina Mubede. Say no better know my thing and a normal. Take a look very critical. And then you woulda know I believe in divine, not in the physical. As everything is usual, Jah make me special. Cause you don't know say I'm a warrior road. I shall never fall. Never fall. Never fall. I gotta get them milestone boy.
They born me for gata. Get him. You lift me higher. I was born as a ghetto youth. You don't make us suffer. They born me for gata. You lift me higher. Eh. I was born as a ghetto youth. You don't make us suffer. Get him. Your power, your power. Your power, your power. Almighty power, your power. The radio. Almighty power, your power. Your power, your power. Almighty power, your power. The radio. So blessing they follow my way. Oh, they would you wanna my cool. 20 man shall fall that day. Your man move for body the woo. Oh, their evil ways. Way. Bad mind go fade away.
Rebel liberation. Tell me where you gonna run go. Yeah, I beat a hair. Johnny Blaze. Oh yeah. Tell me where we gonna run to. After making our motherland a better place to live. Tell me where we gonna run to. When them say we have to pay for the oxygen we breathe. Answer me now, Mr. Big Man. You know this everybody want to go and go off for it. A simple life. It's all we want to live. Give me food, give me clothes, give me love, and give me shelter. Simple life. Give me clothes, give me love, and give me shelter. Yeah, wouldn't you hear me please? This is when you sang me, I sing from the deep. Down in me, I can me, I feel like to weep. Well, if I think I go on where the people can't sleep, but the burn it and become your stuff is speed. You are the ones to make life easy, same you and make it harder. After everybody mess up and there is no way to tell me where we gonna run to. After making our motherland a better place to live. Tell me where we gonna run to. When them say we have to pay for the oxygen we breathe. Answer me now, Mr. Big Man. You know this everybody want to go and go off for it. A simple life. It's all we want to live. Give me food, give me clothes, give me love, and give me shelter. Simple life. It's all we want to live. Give me food, give me clothes, give me love, and give me shelter. When them, enough of them sell out. Bun them sell out. Be selfishness, we see them sell out. Greedy life, them tell a lie. The truth they will always try to hide. Yeah, call a spade, and don't call it a dagger. Living big at the expense of a brother. You don't have no pride, you think you rich, you is a robber. Get in the first, take the poor boy. Call a spade, and don't call it a dagger. Living big at the expense of a brother. You don't have no pride, you think you rich, you is a robber. Get in the first, take the poor. Tell me where we gonna run go. After making our motherland a better place to live. Tell me where we gonna run go. safe as the oxygen we breathe. I'm coming on Mr. Big Man. You know to say everybody wants to go and go off for it. A simple life. It's all we want to live. Give me food, give me clothes, give me love, and give me shelter, shelter. Simple life.
Yo, you're listening to the truth.
Give me food, give me clothes, give me love, and give me shelter, shelter. From Taka to Mamprobi, from a Simon to Kotobabi, with a burn under the sun, but still give Jaja the glory. Well then, sometimes he be doctor and they carry, meet by ura, I they rush, I they hurry. Hey, that about for what he be like, say, Kaya yo, I go marry. Anyway, waiting be my own. I'm not in this alone, because somebody they sweat for the air condition, he below need the hole. Send me the meeting, but that's the one day me, that's the one day me, when I'm done, when I wanna bet you at TT. A lot of mercy, send me the meeting, but that's the one day me, that's the one day me, when I'm done, when I wanna bet you at TT. A lot of mercy, nobody, nobody, no tomorrow. Nobody no, indeed, nobody knows tomorrow. Good evening to you, cherished listeners, and you are live in the studios of Corner Radio in Accra, Newtown, opposite the Echo Bank. Cause you never know whatever the plan, but who know I go reap whatever you sow. And then be happy for the people who succeed, cause everything that you wish for them the same you receive. Today marks the second day of March 2022, and you know how we always do it on this show. This is your one and only educative, motivative, and entertaining show, the Corner Vibe Show on Corner Radio. I go by the name Street Lord Official, aka the Ghetto Youth Journalist, and big ups to my DJ, the man behind the mix, DJ Roof G. Big ups to everybody doing the monitoring right now. So you guys all can see the topic before the house. This topic, I didn't want to talk about rates. A friend of mine called me and he was telling me something. I feel like no, I have to talk about this because it seems like people are misleading others. So long as I live, man, we can't keep it. So people are misleading Ghanaians in a certain way that man sleep with man. I never thought people could have even believed it, but right now people are believing it. That's why today I said no, let's come and clear this to the air. There's a whole lot of things roaming on social media that isn't true. I know a whole lot of people have seen it on social media, but today we are here to prove it to you that what you are seeing on social media is never true. Social issues like this, I don't actually talk about it much. I always deal with entertainment issues. But I feel like no, people are indeed having interest in it, and people are indeed scared. I always say something, whatever you are doing on earth, you need to do everything genuine. Don't do something that will create fear and panic for others. Because people called me and they were saying a whole lot of things that, oh, street, we had this. So now where are we heading to? Where are we running to? I'm telling you, everything rotating on social media, not everything is true. You know we have fake people out there, and they always want to put things that will call people's attention in order for them to aid something. We say war in Israel and war in Africa. So today I'm here to clear the air to all our listeners. Some of the things they are seeing on social media, it isn't true. About Russia against Ghana. I don't want to talk much because I want to put up some of the pictures or some of the images people have seen on social media and they're all reacting towards it, or some of the videos people have seen on social media between about the president of Ghana and the president of Russia, which is President Putin. And today we'll also be giving you a brief history about what is happening between Russia and Ukraine. How everything have started. The biography of President Putin, who President Putin was, and what how he wanted catch them young, we papa.
The people of Russia to own or to claim. And right now, where the issue has gotten to, today we'll be explaining everything to you, the listeners on this channel. But before I start everything, let me give you guys these images. Just check the picture on the screen right now. This picture has been rotating on social media. About 2 weeks today. And this picture has created a whole lot of fear and panic on a lot of Ghanaians. But let me tell you, the truth is, whoever has seen this picture on social media is fake. Yes, that's the truth. This picture is fake. So whoever has seen it on social media need to boycott this. Initially, I made my mind I will not react on this. But a whole lot of people are calling me, asking me whether this is true. But the reality is, this picture circulating on social media is a fake picture. And even if you look at where the president was standing, this picture was during the COVID when President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was addressing the state. So someone picked this picture and intentionally put something under, saying if Russia didn't come down, I'm gonna intervene. This is never truth. The president never made such a statement. So whoever has seen this on social media, especially my brothers and sisters at the northern region, because the call I've received, most of the calls is from the northern region, asking me whether this is the truth. People are even planning to run away from Ghana just because of this fake information people out there are circulating on social media.
Why the Rasta man still fight for legalize the weed?
I don't actually know sometimes what is wrong with Ghanaians. When serious things are happening, we want to use it to mock people. We want to create fear and panic in our own country. As Tomboy say, where do you want us to run go after making our motherland a better place to live? So whoever has seen this image on social media need to boycott it because it's never the truth. People have forged this or are trying to circulate this fake information just to create fear and panic into the country. So whoever have seen this, you need to boycott this. So what I've just shown you guys right now, a whole lot of you have seen it on social media. But the truth is, whoever have seen it, this is a fake picture. This is a fake picture. The president have never made any statement related to Russia and Ukraine. He haven't made any statement. And even President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo have no right to even make any statement because he's never part of NATO. And even NATO countries, even USA itself, have no right to make any comment between Ukraine and Russia because Ukraine and Russia, they are not all part of NATO. And if they are not part of NATO, that means even USA itself have no right because Ukraine is never part of NATO. They are all independent countries and they are all fighting. And if you are never part of NATO and you are fighting, no NATO country have the right to intervene, talk less of country like Ghana. So whoever has seen this on social media is fake. And no Ghanaian have to believe it. Let me give you this video, and after that, I will tell you what the truth is all about. Let's go straight.
Мною принято решение о проведении специальной военной операции. Кто бы ни пытался помешать нам, а тем более создать угрозы для нашей страны, для нашего народа, должны знать, что ответ России будет незамедлительным и приведет вас к таким последствиям, с которыми вы в своей истории еще не...
I know this video too has been circulating on social media for some days now, but many people are scared. People have received a whole lot of call, most especially my brothers and sisters from the northern region, calling me to ask me whether indeed this is what is really happening, whether indeed the president of the Republic of Ghana has tried to intervene between Ukraine and Russian war that is still ongoing. But the truth is, whatever video you've seen is fake. The video I've just played to you guys right now, you saw what they've written under there, saying some West African countries are like presidents are trying to intervene between Russia and Ukraine. This is never true. And when even look at what he was saying, per what they are writing, it never tallies with what he was uttering. We all listen to the audio. We haven't heard any name like President of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. But looking at the description under there, they've write President of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Although he was speaking the Russian language, but Ghana, no way you can mention Ghana in Russia. Ghana is Ghana. So no matter how they've written Ghana there, he have to say Ghana. But he didn't say anything like Ghana. So how can you write under there saying he's making a statement based, or he's making a statement to Ghana? Ghana is Ghana. No matter what language you speak, you can never get any name for Ghana because Ghana is Ghana. But in the video, you can see that President Putin never mentioned anything like Ghana. And people are saying he's sending a warning to the president of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the president of Ghana, the name Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo have no any other way you can call it in a different language, rather than you mention the real name. By you watching this video, we haven't heard him saying anything like Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So the truth is, what kind of country are we living in that our own people just want to create fear and panic to our own people? What is not happening, we are faking it on social media, saying it is happening. That first photo I've shown you guys, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, never uttered any word. You know, when I saw this, I knew everybody out there is aware that this is fake. But later on, per the calls I've been receiving, I got to know that down there, many people are believing it. And people are now scared, which is very fake. And as a country, we don't need to be imitating such things. As a country, we don't need to be imitating such things. I always say this every blessed day. We should stop putting up fake information just for the sake of what we aid from it. Yes, maybe YouTube will pay you because a lot of people will view it. Maybe Facebook will also like recognize you, or maybe give you that recognition because a lot of people will view it, a lot of people will comment. But ask yourself, how many people this life are you threatening? How many people are you putting fear and panic on? Many people will surely, I don't know what to say, people will die out of this. Many people will try to run away from Ghana just because of this fake information people are putting out there. Charlie, it's time a country like Ghana, we need to stop imitating this. We need to stop giving our attention to this. Our own people are our own killers, but we never know. I always tell you this, many things that are happening in Ghana, almost 50% is from fake media broadcasters. Fake media broadcasters. They are those causing this, because I've seen a whole lot of media houses who have also posted this. Media houses who have also posted this, that I will not mention names. Media houses have also posted this, which is fake. If President Putin, the president of Russia, will even make any statement, Ghana is Ghana, and we don't have any Russian name for Ghana. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. We don't have any name in Russia for him again. So how can they say he's sending this warning to the president of Ghana without mentioning his name, but at the description there, the fellow has written his name there? This is we don't have to be imitating this. Something you know you can create danger for others. You are creating fear and panic into the country. You are trying to dismantle the country, and at the end, you call yourself a Ghanaian, sharing fake information on social media. I told you guys earlier on, initially, I thought everybody is aware that these things out there are all fake. Yes, initially, I thought everybody is aware that whatever they are seeing on social media, most especially this picture, is fake. But now I got to know that no, people don't know. We have people who are even educated and they believe it. Yes, we have people who are educated in the country and they believe this. Just because social media is a vibrant channel that whatever you pass through there, people will give it attention. But today I'm telling every Ghanaian who have seen this to boycott this, because this is never true. And looking at this picture, when President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was addressing Ghanaians, that was, is it his 22nd this in a State of the Nation address, the COVID era. That was when he was wearing this. And somebody went and picked it and also came and gave his own caption saying from BBC News. Oh, Ghanaians, we need to be vigilant. I always say, we need to be vigilant. Maweni Daho, don't let anybody lie you. Don't let anybody deceive you. What you've seen is fraud. What you've seen is fake. Nobody should believe this, because President never made any statement. He has never uttered any statement. Let me give you this picture and I'll show you the relationship between the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the President of Russia, Putin. So I'll be putting up the picture right now for you guys, most especially a lot of you watching me live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and live on Instagram. Those of you monitoring me, you guys, you have the like to watch this video or this picture. Let's go straight. Watch this picture right now. This is what the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the President of Russia, Putin, President Putin. Let me give you a brief history about these two people. You know, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was the first foreign minister to visit Russia. That was in the year 2002. In the Kufuor's administration, when he was the foreign minister. He was the first Ghanaian minister to visit Russia. So the relationship between President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Putin is very tight. It's very tight. And currently, Ghana and Russia, we had an agreement which would have started effective this year for Russia to supply us with gas and some of our petroleum products. So this war itself has become a massacre to a country like Ghana. And even if President Nana Akufo-Addo would have talked about this war, he could have not even support Ukraine, but he could have supported Russia. Because the relationship between Ghana and Russia is much tighter than Ghana and Ukraine. And if not because of this war, like by now, Russia could have started to provide gas for Ghana and some of the petroleum products. And even this war between the Russians and the Ukrainians, do you know what it will cost on every country's economy? Because these two countries are the vibrant countries in terms of petroleum products and gas products. And if these two people are fighting, that means gas is no more exported to any country, and petrol is not also exported to any country. To some of the Ghanaians who don't know, let me tell you the truth. Ghana, indeed, we have oil, but we don't refine oil in our country. We have to carry the crude oil or the oil to foreign countries for them to refine it. So even though, don't say, oh, we produce oil, so we have oil. So petroleum, this thing, whatever is happening between Ukraine and Russia will never have any positive impact on Ghana. Country like Ghana, it will definitely affect us because we don't produce gas. We depend on Ukraine and Russia for gas and some petroleum products. So if two of them are fighting, it's gonna affect Mother Ghana. And even if President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo could have made any statement about this war, he could have supported Ukraine. Because Ukraine are supporting Ghana with scholarship. That's why you see that many Ghanaians are schooling at Ukraine. Yes. So if we say Ghana is benefiting much from Russia more than Ukraine. So Russia, they are sponsoring us for so some of our students to be there, as well as Ukraine too. And when we are talking of tight relationship between Ghana and Russia and Ghana and Ukraine, relationship is very tight. So President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo will never intervene into this kind of war because both two parties are his tight friends or his tight business counterparts that he will never even utter anything between two of them. So whatever you guys are seeing on social media between saying Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is saying if Russia don't take time, he will intervene is false. It's lies. It's fraud. Now you don't have to believe it. And the Ukrainian president haven't uttered anything by saying, I've seen things on social media channel saying the president of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is uttering words. He has never said such a thing. Because when you watch the video has clearly proved to us that whoever has made that video is a fraudster, and the fellow is just trying to create fear and panic to the citizens of Ghana. Because you can't mention Ghana as a country in a video that even if the fellow is even speaking the Ukrainian language, and they'll say, Ghana, which name can you use to represent Ghana? Or do you have any other name for Ghana again? No matter what language you are speaking, Ghana is Ghana. So is it that Putin cannot mention Ghana? Oh ho, Ghanaians, we don't have to let people blindfold us. We don't have to let people deceive us. Even though social media is a vibrant channel, we all pass information through. But you should get to know we have fake journalists, we have fake broadcasters, we have fake publications, we have fake bloggers. That you don't need to give a damn to them. You don't need to what? Give a damn to them. So whoever has seen all those things on social media, today I'm telling you, the president of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, haven't uttered any word between Ghana or between Ukraine and Russians fight. He haven't uttered any word. So whatever you've seen on social media, I beg you, boycott it. And those of you who have also called me to ask me what is really going on, this is what is going on. There's never anything like Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo saying he will intervene between Russia and Ukraine fight. And let me tell you, Russia and Ukraine fight, even US cannot intervene because Ukraine is never part of NATO. They are never part of NATO. If only Russia attacked a NATO country, that's where I would say the AU or USA can also attack the Russians. But currently, Russians haven't attacked any NATO country. We have 30 NATO countries that today will be enlightening you guys on that. And we'll be enlightening you guys based on whether NATO will intervene between this war or NATO will be independent. So before we end this program, you get to know whether NATO will intervene between these Ukrainians and the Russians war. And today we'll be giving you a brief profile on President Putin, how he started, how he even got to become a president of the Republic of Ukraine, how he started everything, what transpired to this misunderstanding between the Ukrainians and the Russians. I'll tell you everything on this platform. You know, I don't like talking much because I always want to give my listeners evidence and proof, so that they don't say Street Lord said this, but he said this and he proved to us. So let's go and watch the first video. Which the first video is gonna tell us much about the war between Ukraine and Russia. It's just a 5-minute video. So let's go straight and watch this video. When we are back, I'll react on it.
Where did Russia come from? Why is it so big? And what are the differences between it and its neighbors? The answers lie in an epic story of seafaring warriors, nomadic invaders, and the rise and fall of a medieval state known as Kievan Rus. In the first millennium, a large group of tribes spread through the dense woodlands of Eastern Europe. Because they had no writing system, much of what we know about them comes from 3 main sources: archaeological evidence, accounts from literate scholars of the Roman Empire and the Middle East, and lastly, an epic history called the Primary Chronicle, compiled in the 12th century by a monk named Nestor. What they tell us is that these tribes, who shared a common Slavic language and polytheistic religion, had by the 7th century split into western, southern, and eastern branches, the latter stretching from the Dniester River to the Volga and the Baltic Sea. As Nestor's story goes, after years of subjugation by Vikings from the north, who, by the way, did not wear horned helmets in battle, the region's tribes revolted and drove back the Northmen. But left to their own devices, they turned on each other. Such chaos ensued that ironically, the tribes reached out to the foreigners they had just expelled, inviting them to return and establish order. The Vikings accepted, sending a prince named Rurik and his 2 brothers to rule. With Rurik's son Oleg expanding his realm into the south and moving the capital to Kiev, a former outpost of the Khazar Empire, the Kievan Rus was born. Rus most likely deriving from an Old Norse word for the men who row. The new princedom had complex relations with its neighbors, alternating between alliance and warfare with the Khazar and Byzantine empires, as well as neighboring tribes. Religion played an important role in politics, and as the legend goes, in 987, the Rus prince Vladimir I decided it was time to abandon Slavic paganism and sent emissaries to explore neighboring faiths. Put off by Islam's prohibition on alcohol and Judaism's expulsion from its Holy Land, the ruler settled on Orthodox Christianity after hearing odd accounts of its ceremonies. With Vladimir's conversion and marriage to the Byzantine emperor's sister, as well as continued trade along the Volga route, the relationship between the 2 civilizations deepened. Byzantine missionaries created an alphabet for Slavic languages based on a modified Greek script, while Rus Viking warriors served as the Byzantine emperor's elite guard. For several generations, the Kievan Rus flourished from its rich resources and trade. Its noblemen and noblewomen married prominent European rulers, while residents of some cities enjoyed great culture, literacy, and even democratic freedoms uncommon for the time. But nothing lasts forever. Fratricidal disputes over succession began to erode central power, as increasingly independent cities ruled by rival princes vied for control. The Fourth Crusade and decline of Constantinople devastated the trade integral to Rus wealth and power, while Teutonic crusaders threatened northern territories. The final blow, however, would come from the east. Consumed by their squabbles, Rus princes paid little attention to the rumors of a mysterious, unstoppable horde, until 1237, when 35,000 mounted archers, led by Batu Khan, swept through the Rus cities, sacking Kiev before continuing on to Hungary and Poland. The age of Kievan Rus had come to an end, its people now divided. In the east, which remained under Mongol rule, a remote trading post known as Moscow would grow to challenge the power of the Khans, conquering parts of their fragmenting empire, and in many ways succeeding it. As it absorbed other Eastern Rus territories, it reclaimed the old name in its Greek form, Russia. Meanwhile, the western regions, whose leaders had avoided destruction through political maneuvering until the horde withdrew, came under the influence of Poland and Lithuania. For the next few centuries, the former lands of Kievan Rus, populated by Slavs, ruled by Vikings, taught by Greeks, and split by Mongols, would develop differences in society, culture, and language that remain to the present day.
Okay, welcome back again. I know wherever you are, you've watched this video, and this was the video of how Ukraine started. How Ukraine started, the empires that came on before Ukraine got to where it is today. I say Ukraine, sorry, Russia got to where it is today. This was how Russia or the Russians started their generation. So right now, I'll be giving you guys a video on President Putin's, I don't know whether that was his mindset or his intentions. So let's go and watch this video too.
Countries like Ukraine. NATO, an alliance of 30 European and North.
Но если на нас, нашу страну, нашу свободу, наши жизни, жизни наших детей, мы будем защищаться.
On February 24th, just hours after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky addressed the nation, bombing by the Russian military began, followed by thousands of troops entering Ukraine. So what led to this catastrophic invasion, and what do Americans need to know? Since Vladimir Putin's ascent to power in 2000, according to US officials, his end goal for decades has been a restoration of the former Soviet Union, including now independent countries like Ukraine. NATO, an alliance of 30 European and North American countries established after World War II, has been an effective deterrent against international aggression, but also an informal adversary to Putin's long-term plans. Ukraine sits on the border between Russia and many NATO countries, and has made overtures in the past decade to align itself closer with the European Union and NATO, creating tension between Russia and Ukraine. The conflict reached a critical point in 2014 when pro-Moscow Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych rejected an association agreement with the European Union. Following that controversial decision, massive protests began, and the Ukrainian parliament voted to remove him from office while efforts to join NATO resumed. In response, Russia invaded and effectively annexed Crimea, an ethnically Russian territory of Ukraine, on the Black Sea. To the east, Ukrainian separatists began fighting for control of additional regions, supported by Russian arms and supplies. And while a peace agreement later in 2014 largely ended full-scale fighting among Ukrainians and rebel forces, it allowed separatists to create their own police force and keep political influence in the region, effectively keeping pro-Moscow rebels in power. Recently, in the past weeks, though, Putin formally rejected that peace agreement and recognized these regions of Donetsk and Luhansk as independent states. No one knows exactly why Putin has escalated the conflict to full-scale invasion now, but economic sanctions from multiple countries, including halting Nord Stream 2, a crucial gas pipeline from Russia to Germany and the rest of Europe, has not deterred the leader's aggression. Putin has strongly denounced Ukraine's attempts to join NATO in recent years and considers their inclusion a red line in diplomatic discussions, and has described Russians and Ukrainians as one people and questioned Ukraine's right to exist as an independent country. President Joe Biden has stated that he will reinforce military assets in NATO countries as the conflict progresses and will increase economic sanctions on Russia with the G7 countries. At home, Americans could start seeing economic impacts, mostly in the gas and oil industry. Russia is a major exporter of oil, nearly 10% of the global supply. And while the US doesn't import much from Russia, unrest could spook commodity markets and exacerbate the global supply chain already reeling from a 2-year pandemic crunch. No one's sure what will happen next, but a military invasion of this force hasn't been seen in years.
Putin chose this war, and now he and his country will bear the consequences.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos.
Can we pre-progress on the paper? I blank with the lovers and burn out the faker. Yeah. Some people never last. Sometimes shall come to pass. So we live like it's our last. Get tired and break some glass. If you're proud of the life where you live it, you know God give it. No make nobody seize it.
Live your life, cause one time God gave it. You gotta live happy.
You know God give it.
Don't let everybody take your happiness away from you. Don't let fake broadcasters take your happiness from you.
And tell you that
Ghana is still the peaceful country we know.
Today
and nothing is gonna happen tomorrow, Ghana.
Your life is in your hands.
So let me just give you a brief of what is happening between the Russians and the Ukrainians. The reason why the Russians and Ukrainians are fighting is, you know, Russia and Ukraine were together, or let's say they were the same country back in the days. Before it got, I don't know whether it's 1980 something that they separated Russia from Ukraine. So Russia and Ukraine initially they were all together, and they were never part of NATO. And up to date still they are not even in NATO. So they were the countries that were not under the United Kingdom. So they were on their own, two of them. So later on, like the Ukrainians felt like the Russians are trying to overrule them, or the Russians are trying to impose things they want them to do. So now they are living. They are living what? Is it something that way? European something that way. I don't want to bring anything wrong to the listeners. I always tell you guys, when I'm not sure of something, I don't bring anything about it. Today, what people have been sending to me made me to do reaction on this kind of issue, because these Ukrainians and Iraq, or I should say, Russians and Ukrainians issue, I didn't make my mind to actually talk about it, but people made me to talk about it. So these two people, Russia and Ukraine, they are never part of NATO. And if they are not part of NATO, that means United States have no right to intervene in whatever they are doing. which is very simple. But right now, it seems like the Ukrainians thought the Russians are trying to overcome them, so they feel like joining NATO. And we all know that Ukraine sees countries like France, Germany, US as their enemies. Russia sees those people as their enemies. So Ukraine and Russia, they share the same boundary. So if now Ukraine is to join NATO, that means US have the right to build a military camp in Ukraine. And if you are in Ukraine, definitely you can spy Russia. So that's why Putin said no. I can't allow you, Ukraine, to join NATO, because we thought like before we all dissolve our committee, we told each other that, or we made an understanding that no one of us will allow our enemies to know our intention or our plans. So if now Ukraine, you are not joining our enemies, that means you are breaching the contract, because they see countries like Germany, France, and US to be their enemies. That's what the Russians sees. And they told Ukraine already, if you want to be an independent country, you can be, but make sure you don't join our enemies or allow the enemies to know our mindset. And right now, if Ukraine is now to join NATO, automatically US have to build their military camp in Ukraine. So that means Ukraine is going to allow the enemies to pass through their territory. So this is what Putin is saying no. And if you look at the biography of Putin, it's very lengthy that we can't play it all because I have just 2 minutes to wrap up. So I'll only play something to show you the reason why US can never intervene into this war. I'll have a video for that. In case maybe when I say something and it is wrong, you should pardon me because I haven't studied much about it. But this is what I know, is what I'm telling you guys out there. So right now, if in case Ukraine join NATO, then US will build a military camp in Ukraine. And if you are in Ukraine, definitely you are in Russia, because they share the same boundaries. So this is why you've seen Russia attacking Ukraine, because they don't want the Ukrainians to join NATO. And something smart that we will say, like the smart move America is also taking, although they are not intervening to the war, but they are also taking a very smart move. You know, countries like Poland, Hungary, those neighboring countries around Ukraine, they are all part of NATO. So NATO, we have about 30 countries that came together to form NATO. And those 30 countries, when you attempt one, they all rise against you. So the Ukrainians are now moving to those neighboring countries such as Hungary, Poland, and those neighboring countries around them. So in case Russia throw any missile and it drop in any of those countries, then that's where the US Army or the NATO Army will also have the opportunity to intervene into this war. So right now, they haven't thrown any missile to any NATO country. And if Ukraine didn't also sign to join NATO, then America cannot intervene. So right now, these two countries, they are independent countries and they are fighting, and no other country can intervene. Then how can Ghana even go there? How can Ghana even get there? US President so this is how people are deceiving Ghanaians. People are faking things around there. Even US have no authority over this than country like Ghana. So I always urge all citizens to stay vigilant, and we should stop believing whatever we've seen on social media. Most of them are fake. We have fake broadcasters, fake bloggers, fake media personals. So you should be aware. So let me play this last video, or I'll just sign out, then I'll play the video for you guys, because what I've just said is a reference of whatever the video will say. Just that it will name the NATO countries for you guys out there to also listen to the NATO countries. So the video, I'll be playing the video, but before I sign out, I say big ups to my DJ, the man behind the mix, DJ Roof G, and big ups to my sponsors, Primotor Groups of Company, Asma Global Limited, Hair Affairs Saloon, Unique Bakery and Deco, Harlem Bridge International School. They are our proud sponsors, And big ups to all Corner Radio listeners. Wherever you are listening to Corner Radio, monitoring Corner Radio, I say big ups to you and God bless you all. I go by the Nation Lord Official, aka Reggaeton Youth Journalist, and big ups to my one and only DJ and my one and only producer Hajaji Yorufji. Big ups to you too. So for now, let's listen to this video. After the video, I'll say bye bye to you guys all.
NATO has for the first time activated a military response force at frontline nations in Eastern Europe after Russia's attack on Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin declared war on Ukraine with heavy explosions. Things escalated because Russia didn't want Ukraine to become a part of NATO. Well, Russia surely can fight Ukraine, and in a previous video, we had compared the military size of Russia and Ukraine for you. But the question is, can Putin's army fight with NATO's military? There are 30 NATO member countries, including USA, Canada, and United Kingdom. NATO is a collective of nations. Its military derives from each active member. Here's a comparison of Russia and NATO's army. Russia's military stands at around 1.5 million armed force personnel, which is 5 times greater than that of Ukraine, which has 311,000 armed personnel. In front of NATO, the Russian army is dwarfed. Based on NATO estimates for 2021, the US contributes 1.4 million armed personnel. It is 41% of the 3.3 million total armed personnel in the alliance. The remaining 59% came from Canada and other European countries. Turkey is the second largest contributor to NATO. It provides 445,500 armed personnel to the alliance, followed by France with 208,000. The UK contributes about 156,200 armed personnel. Here are the NATO countries: Belgium, Canada, Denmark, France, Iceland, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, United Kingdom, United States, Greece, Turkey, Germany, Spain, Czech Republic, Hungary, Poland, Bulgaria, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Albania, Croatia, Montenegro, and North Macedonia. Can NATO help Ukraine to fight Russia? The core principle of NATO's international military alliance is collective defense. It means if any member state is attacked by a third party, then every member state must step in to defend it. However, Ukraine is not a NATO member, so its forces will not be sent directly into Ukraine to fight Russia. Though defenses have been stepped up at bases in neighboring countries, and all NATO members would immediately be at war with Russia if Putin...
I got to represent you now. Road and salt, we are give them. Fag and cool, we have to give them. Fag and cool, you know. I got to represent you now. Give them. If it is a dance, you are dance, yo. Give them. If it is a fire, you are blaze, boy. Give them. If it is a school, you are look fun. Give them. Give them. Give them. Give them. Give them. If it is a dance, you are dance, boy. Give them. If it is a blaze, you are blaze, yo. If it is a school, you are look fun. Give them. Give them. Give them. We have to give them. Road and salt, we are give them. Fag and cool, we have